Next up, head coach Rachel Sanford from Evergreen. She is the third-year head woman for that program in Upper Jeffco. We like to say squad is doing very well this year in the shortened, adjusted regular season as we head into the postseason. And Rachel, why is your squad playing so well? What's going successfully for you in this spring 2021?
Thanks, Marty. So we're having a blast. I'm really impressed with the senior leaders that really kind of prepare the team for play, but also practice. We have a really small team this year, and so everybody's getting a ton of playing time and really kind of just enjoying being back out on the field and working together. So for us, we've been focusing a lot on kind of creating chemistry and creating opportunities and really playing a well-rounded game.
When you say small, are you talking about physical measurables, or are you talking about the actual, numbers in the program?
So we have 15 players on our varsity, which leaves us with kind of 2 or 3 subs per game. And so one thing that's great about a small team is everybody can kind of get in there and really get a lot of time. But also it's a very, a lot of running, and we tax our midfielders a lot. And so we're really trying to kind of rotate everybody through so we can play good, fast lacrosse, but also have enough legs for the next game.
I'll have to keep an eye on what's going on the bottom of the monitor. When I'm looking at tape, I didn't realize that. So you really have like 2 midi lines at best, and that's it?
Yeah.
Yeah, credit to the girls. Your midfielders must be amazingly fit, I guess.
They are amazingly fit, and they're really kind of the backbone of our team. And so a lot of the midfield really doesn't even come off the field. They kind of rotate to attack or to defense to kind of get a little bit of a break, and then we kind of get other bodies, cycling through the midfield.
Well, let's have fun naming names when you talk about those midfielders, since that's a topic right now. Who are they? Who are those leaders?
Yeah, of course. So our senior captain, Margot Miller, who's kind of an attacking midfielder, committed to play at Division I Cornell in the fall. She's been tremendous all season long. Her whole career at Evergreen, she's really put the team on her back in a lot of different games and gotten big goals and lots of just kind of hustle plays all across the field. The other 2 people that really stand out this year, a really strong sophomore pair in Avery Gardner and Bella Reese. And they are fit, fast, focused, and really a huge part of our offense, big assets on our team. Other people to mention are goalie Lauren Spence, senior, who's committed to play at Loyola Maryland in the fall. She is that defensive leader, fast hands, can clear so precisely and so far, and just a joy to kind of have out there. She really challenges our girls at practice and has quite a reputation in the Colorado goalie community of being hard to score on.
Okay.
And then, a couple other people to mention. I've got 2 other seniors, Carly Poole kind of leading our defense and caused turnovers, and Maddie Mancini, who's going to play Division II at Notre Dame College next year. She's, a great kind of markdown defender for us as well.
Okay. So you're getting stacked with a lot of talent there. And that's part of what's been fun in the last half decade to a decade in women's lacrosse here in the state, to where, we're at this point, we are having a first season where we have 2 classifications. So you are competing within Class 4A, but asterisk and kind of a credit to you, you're not shy about your aggressive scheduling either. It looks like, you have 5 regular season games in league, and then 4 of your other 5, you've specifically gone after 5A programs. It's, considering all that, what are your perspectives as a head coach to where this year there's fresh opportunities and a new look with 2 classifications?
Yeah, so at first I was really apprehensive about the split and kind of secured a schedule with a lot of 5A competition, fearing kind of the 4A would feel a little bit depleted. And boy, was I wrong. The 4A conference we're in with Rocky Mountain, Golden, Green Mountain has just been spectacular. There's a lot of strong play and a lot of great team lacrosse. I think, the 5A has a lot of the notorious champions and kind of the big programs. And it's hard in a small community to compete with that. And so now to be broken off into the 4A division, it's much more likely that we're really competing for a championship every year, or at least this year. And we've been really impressed with the level of talent. And I think one big difference for coaches in 4A is you have a program where not everybody plays club. And so it's kind of combining that elite and the recreational lacrosse player to make a really strong team. And so I know our other 4A coaches have to kind of manage that, those personnel issues where it's challenging for kids that are going on to the next level, but it's also improving the skill set of people that don't really pick up their stick in the off season.
It's interesting you mentioned that too. It walks me right into discussing the 4A squads that are doing well here in the the short late spring season. You think of Grand Junction, they are notably undefeated. That's a team made up of a lot of girls who play different sports, not necessarily specialized at all. Then there's Aspen, they've got the D1 Kenny, but also again Western Slope girls who do other things and doing a pretty good job. Rocky Mountain you mentioned, Thompson Valley up north, Roaring Fork. When you think about what they've achieved in this season, why is it good to have them doing well to where it really catches your attention?
Yeah, it just speaks to the growth of lacrosse, right? That you can have a competitive team outside of the Denver metro area. And I think there's been a ton of growth with club lacrosse. There's 3 sisters on the Thompson Valley team, the Carr sisters, and they just are great athletes, great lacrosse players, great leaders. And so it's no surprise that they're having success, up there at Thompson Valley. But I think, the mountain teams, there's a whole geographic distance piece that creates some obstacles of, getting Aspen in our league to come down to Jeffco twice a week is pretty challenging. And so, in our league, we have Rocky Mountain up in Fort Collins and then Castle View down in Douglas County. And so that's kind of taking a big piece of the state and putting us all together. So that's been exciting to play programs we've never played before. And I think the leagues are kind of, doing some interesting things in the rankings.
Yeah. And, again, it's still a growth process for the sport itself. You think of out there on the west side. Yeah, it's not the same as, say, your powerful Jeffco conference is what I'm calling it.
Right.
But yet you do have some recreational programs that are out there, and they're all playing each other, and they're only going to get better, and we're going to get better lacrosse as we go. You mentioned the Carr sisters from Thompson Valley. That's a great story. I mentioned, Aspen has a Division I player on the way to University of Denver, Miss Kinney. But what are some other athletes that you've seen or programs that we really need to have on our radar as we push through this very rapid postseason?
Yeah, so we had a really fun game against Rocky Mountain last week up there in Fort Collins in what felt like 100-degree heat. And they are a fierce squad. Madison Santini, who's a junior, committed to play at Jacksonville, a real star, a threat on both sides of the field, dominant, around the circle. She was kind of a player that was really exciting to see what she could do. And then another player that really stood out to me was Shay Murphy at Green Mountain. Their whole draw team with Casey Acella, they won, 95% of the draws against us, and they were fast and placing the ball and really, really talented. So it was really cool to kind of see those, rival teams do really well.
And you are someone who's going to know, right? When you think of Rachel Sanford, just to, if you're not aware of her, we are talking about a lady who played collegiately at the Division I level at Duke. She was a 3-time All-American. You were a Tewaaraton Award semifinalist, right? I mean, that's the MVP of women's lacrosse, the nation. She went to 3 straight NCAA semifinals. So, we're talking about someone who's got some pedigree and credibility when it comes to the game. So, you think of Madison Santini or Shay Murphy. If Rachel Sanford's mentioning you as an opposing head coach, very impressive. That's a compliment. And then there's your girls who are doing pretty well. When we wheel back around to your story as you push towards the postseason here, what's very noticeable is Evergreen. What are they about? We're on a new split classification season. You drop your first two. But yes, you need to notice who those first two were. So when you lose to Evergreen and Thunder Ridge, or I'm sorry, to Fairview and Thunder Ridge to get things going, you're 0-2, and now you've run the table since. The way that story plays out, why did it help your girls to get hit twice and then move on?
We would really love to play those teams now is kind of the silver lining there. But, starting the year with really, really strong teams kind of sets the tone. And it was a little humbling. It was a little like, we've got a chip on our shoulder. Nothing is guaranteed. And both of those teams exposed some really big weaknesses for us that we've since, tried to address and make better. I'm competitive, and I love the chance to play and put our team in kind of environments playing the best that's out there. And so I hope in the future that 5A and 4A teams can still kind of cross compete, because it really kind of helps both leagues, right? It can kind of show us what we're missing and show them, that we have some real credibility as well.
Yeah, and you've been building your credibility. I joke that I keep an eye on, like, okay, Evergreen, I see them, and then as we progress through the season, here's your big tests. Golden, got them. Rocky, you got them too. And you kept on moving through, beat Green Mountain, and here you are. Why do you girls believe in this Class 4A postseason coming up that you can win it?
Yeah. We have a really special team this year. And I think with missing last season, just the relationships the girls have with each other on and off the field, the camaraderie, everybody kind of goes out every day realizing you can't take lacrosse or high school sports for granted. And that's really kind of fueled us in the preseason and into the kind of season and now into the postseason. It's really strange to have half the team already graduated high school, but we're really trying to kind of channel that, senior leadership into something special. And so I think we know how strong we are, but nothing's guaranteed. And so we need to go out and compete. And we know, playing a Rocky or a Green Mountain, you got to earn every goal and every possession. And we're excited for the chance to compete.
We all try to, we want to move past what we've been experiencing for the past 15, 16 months, but some of those themes still hold up because they're relevant. I think of, you're talking about Lauren Spence, your goalie. She's no longer a high school girl, right? But here we are, competing in the postseason. Margot Miller's the same thing. She's not a high school student anymore.
Right.
But this is their opportunity. They had missed their junior seasons. And then, of course, working with the rest of the girls. Here's your chance. Without naming names, because a big part of the excitement is you've got 4A now. There's going to be some different names in the mix. How many programs do you think could possibly win 4A?
I'd say there's 4 of us.
Okay. There you go. That's what I wanted to know. Well, we wish you're one of them. You're one of them. I'll just say it. You can stay humble, okay? But you're one of them. I know that for a fact. And you girls just have fun in this upcoming postseason.
Yeah, thank you very much, Marty. We're looking forward to it.